What is going on? It is go time. This is Mortar Mike, and this is yet another Watcher Arounds video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. We have finally arrived to GVG, Eat Sleep GVG 10. Let me hit the button. It feels so good to press a button for that now, but we have made it to the 10th episode of Eat Sleep GVG. As I normally do, I'm gonna show you the battles that I underwent. I used to do them like live, but that was hard to set up and record and stuff, but I'm sitting down, I'm focusing on running the battles, and then I come back and I show you how I ran the battles, what I would have done differently, what I would have stuck with, or why I made the decisions I made. Kind of put you in the mind of a person that plays a lot of Guild v Guild. I try to play as consistent as possible and just have a fun time with it. But I also know that it's a challenge for some people who do play GVG and they wanna be more interested in it, or they wanna be better at it, or they wanna do really well at it. First tip I'm gonna give before we even start showing the battles. If you are not experienced in GVG, or you're still learning it, or you're becoming good at it, do not, and I repeat this twice, I'm saying it twice, do not battle on day 2 if you can help it. Do your battles on day 1. Where there's a lot more options to go against. You may find some teams you have a better strategy to go against. Try those out. If you always wait until the last day of GVG, which is a lot of people that ask me about advice on GVG, there's like every time I battle, it's hard matches and stuff. I'm like, you're battling on the end of it. You're battling the scraps. You're battling the last teams nobody would touch. So battle on day 1 is usually easier for a lot of people who are starting GVG, because then you see all of the different options you can go against. I think it's like 20 different teams, 40 different teams you can choose against if you're including the central keeps. That being said, I just want to give you guys that advice. It sounds simple, but a lot of people aren't thinking that when they're doing this thing, and they're like, man, this is annoying. Try it on day 1. It does become a little bit easier when you have way more options. Now let's get into today's GVG. We went against the Tragically Hip. So it's actually still going, there's a little bit of time left, but I got my battles in. So I want to show you guys what I did in my battles. When I tell you I'm ready for this, I'm so hyped. Like even having the button, like just
finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, but also, I wanted to say this as well. I was gonna make a separate video of this. I may still do that. I'm gonna make it this Saturday because more people will be available. This Saturday, I'm gonna make a special video for you guys. I'm going to be going live, and I'm going to be doing live GVG friendly face-offs. It's gonna be a 2-hour window of me doing this. Between the hours of 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. And I'm gonna go against your teams. And you guys can, I'm gonna put like a marker on the bottom so you can skip this window because this is just like stuff you don't care about after the window's passed. Or maybe a link to the video, who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna battle against your team in a friendly face-off, and I'm just gonna see, 1, if your team can be beaten, if I'm able to beat the team, and 2, if I can, what's the pointers I would recommend, or hey, your team's awesome. Here's also some stuff I may have noticed that I thought was really good. I'm not the world's greatest GVG player. Let's get that out the way. It's nah. I'm pretty mid-level, maybe a little bit mid-high. I would give that because I do enjoy it and I kind of dig into the depths of it. Definitely not like Mad or like Shire and stuff. Like there's people that basically got a PhD in this stuff. I'm not there yet. But I can hold my own and make content that you guys seem to enjoy. So I would love to do that, and I'd love for you to be there. It is this Saturday. Go to my channel right now if you're seeing this video, and I'm probably gonna already have a thumbnail ready. So you could just click notifications on. If you want your team to be featured in this content, I want you to send me a message on Discord. Here's my username on Discord. It's simply Mortar_Mike. If you jump into the Watcher Realms main Discord and type like @MortarMike, you'll see my name and you can click my username and work at it from there. If you want to make it easier, just shoot me a message in the comment section. And you have to be there during the actual live video. So you can't just be like, yeah, battle my team, I'll watch it later. No. Because if I got a problem finding you, or your friends list is full, or yada, 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 we're not slowing it down. Because I do expect it to be a handful of people that want to do this, and I cannot wait to. Let's get into Eat Sleep GVG 10. Hit the button, hit the button. Another button, because we're here working. Like and subscribe. We're battling the Tragically Hip, as I said before. Let's get into the battles. This is battle number 1 that I had against Killing Time. So, if we look at the teams here, wow, that's happening fast. As you can tell, I went straight to action. His team consists of, I think it was an Arrogance, a Baron, an Ezreal, a Dahlia, and a Nyx, which is a pretty interesting team. It's got a good defenders, it's got ways to take down a decent amount of arrow units, it's got a way to take down hard units. Arrogance still has a little bit of work with that, but this team did have one challenge that I noticed. You watch the battle and tell me if you pick up on the battle as you watch it. I think I can slow it down to like regular speed there. There. So I started off by sending out double rushers because they have a tank that I believe I can take out fast enough, or at least get a ton of damage on there. As you can see, they go in there and do their job. They're doing great. They push him down to basically his second life. I'm working. So next up you will watch here, grows up. I still got to get Baron out of there. But the main thing I wanted to do during this, if I'm not mistaken, is I wanted to get flyers in there to do damage behind everything. Because the ults are just about done. Nyx is almost done. Arrogance is finished. So I'm a 3 exit unless something pops out. Oh yeah, I did send flyers. So the flyers come in, she still gets her regular hits in, but those do basically no damage because she's an AoE damage dealer and these guys aren't easy to just knock out the sky. So speed it up a little bit here. So I send them in, they end up getting past. First thing they do is they drop Arrogance. Then they go after Ezreal, Ezreal is not safe from being quickly 2-shot. He cannot be 1-shot, he can't be quickly 2-shot. And of course they drop Dolly at the end. So now it's just beating the block or just beating Baron. And he's already lost a life already, so 2, 3, 4, and 5 extra push on through. First 2 got through, and it's just wearing them down. Crazy thing is Baron's still very resilient, but that's done. So, it's still talking, it's weird to hear that. It's like fire too, it's really weird. Okay, Nyx. Okay, Nyx. If I'm not mistaken, I think the second one was just a dupe battle. I essentially did the same strategy twice because the first one worked. I will say this also, there's kind of like different roles for GVG that you may find in your guild. So you may have those that are like the early attackers. The early attackers can consist of 2 different groups. First group is the early attackers that beat teams to show you how to beat teams. That way they just do like one battle, beat the team, then go to the next team, beat that team, then go to the next team. And you have like 8 teams that have 1 win. I mean, they have 1 defeat that they gave, and then anybody else could just go in there and watch the video and basically duplicate that team to beat them as well. This is a really, really wonderful strategy for those in different guilds. They're trying to find some way to have some cohesion. The second battlers are the early battlers that jump in there because they don't have a lot of experience in GVG. They just watch those videos, do exactly what they did, get the dub. Now, that's not 100% guaranteed because sometimes they have higher demons, sometimes RNG kicks in. For the most part, you usually can run what they've done and get very similar results unless your time is completely off or your demons are just not, properly BP aligned. Their affiliation is off, like, or your guys just aren't really built for GVG. That kind of stuff can happen too. I will say a lot of people that aren't really great at GVG, they go that option or they just want to practice. That's a really good way to practice because you see what works and then you try it. Now you've seen battle number 1. Battle number 2 is basically a dupe. Let's move on to battle number 3, shall we? Battle number 3 was against TAS. Now this team consists of a Baron, a Torador, a Hatset, a Gluttony, and a Vortex. So I want you to take 2 seconds looking at this team. As you know what this team is, what is the challenge that this team has? What is the issue with this team? Give me 2 seconds. All right, time's up. The biggest issue that goes on with this team is they do not have a lot of single target DPS. This team is built to take down crowds, which is what's expected because you have a Torador and a Baron, but the problem is it's not good to get single target DPS. Also because Torador and Baron can't be healed at the same time outside of Vortex's ult. So you could take advantage of that. I went with a Maul to start it off. So actually, I think I should show battle number 4. I went off with a Maul to start, then I had my Elite guys here. I had my legendary flyers, my doggos, and my shield guy. If you see a Maul guy, you're gonna see a shield guy. Because I was not sure if I could break this blockade down. I just didn't know what the damage was I was gonna be walking into. I didn't think it was gonna be crazy, but hey, better safe than sorry, right? I don't wanna just go through all the GVG and not use up my Mauls also. Oh, that was very slow. Okay, so this is how the battle starts. He goes in there, starting off his damage. Maul is so huge that he pops the ult for Hatset. And he just goes in there doing his work. There's his special attack. His special attack, when you see him glow even more red, that's when he does his extra special attack. He keeps his arm out, that's it right there, special attack. That depleted a whole bunch of health on Baron and got rid of his first life. Now I have a block count. I have a cost count of 9, just hit 10. So I think I'm going to send some more reinforcements. I sent double flyers. The ults are done. Here's what I did in this content. So Maul can break through this defense, but I don't know if he can get it done in time. So I sent the flyers in as soon as I saw Hatz's ult go off. And as soon as it did, I sent these guys through because that's all they need is to not get hit by that ult, because that ult can mess them up, especially if they end up shooting somebody else instead of her during the ult. It could be tough. And if she has her exclusive artifact, she becomes invisible. So, so she becomes very hard to like hit as she's gone invisible. So here we go. We have our flyers that come in. They make their push up 3.5. Baron goes down. Torador drops down. Torador gets right back up because that is the way of the Torador. But right now, I did make a mini mistake here because I sent the dogs in early and that could have cost them. They could have died. But made the push through. So that was battle number 3. And so I actually have to show battle number 4 now because I went against that team again, and I'll show you again in the second battle. What I did differently in this battle, if you notice, is no longer a Maul. Maul is now off this team because I want to say if I can beat it with Maul, can I beat it just with the legendary fighter? Can I beat it just with them? And then throw some axe cleavers in there and probably get the same result. So I gave another shot. Here are the results. You see my count, just watch the count and watch the timing of ults. That's the best way to know what's going on here. Goes out, that's 6. Look at the counter of cost at 10. Second one goes out. Ult's going on the tank. Tank's taking barely any damage. Once I saw that, I was like, might be in a good spot here. But still gotta be safe, so watch what I do. Send the axe cleavers in. Now here's what's crazy. Once 4 gets on Baron, one of them is gonna step out of their position and get in range of Hatz's ult. What happens when there's a block of 4, they're still in that tile, but some spread out to the top and bottom of that tile, and it can trigger other attacks. That being said, it hits one of the axe slaughterers, but it's not hitting the whole mob, which is what you really want to happen with Hatz's ult. So she does it. Nobody's dead yet. They're working against Baron. I put a shield guy in here really just for RNG, just to keep anybody alive that may be getting hit. It's just a way to reduce damage. It can't guarantee everybody's gonna live. It's just a way to reduce damage, prolong the battle. It's a good try, worth trying. All right, they got Baron down, no Maul, straight DPS. Got down Torador, his first life. Second life, because the axe bearers are hitting at the same time. I mean, I'm not putting them down as merged, but it's just 2 that come out and they do a really good job. So yeah, that was a push, got through, and that's the end of it. But yeah, that was the second battle. I forgot I should have shown that. Yeah, I was like, if I can beat it with Maul, can I beat it with a team that doesn't use the Mauls up? Because you typically want to save your Mauls for the most hardest teams in GVG, the ones you're going against. If they're really hard, really tough nuts to crack, that's typically when people use Maul teams, or they're really defensive tanky teams, really hard to kill. That's when you see your Mauls pop out. Battles 5 and battle 6 were against Eld Fluga. So I did 2 battles against him. Here's how those went as well. Now let's see who we had on his team. I cannot remember. Was this the Dunce team? I call it that because it was blatant. Yes, this team had a blatant issue. So if you can see right now, Arrogance, Torador, Dahlia, Cyrus, Hex. Powerful heroes. What's the problem? You've already figured it out probably right now. The biggest issue is this team has no healers. And counting on Torador, Cyrus, and Arrogance to survive for 3 minutes against any strategy that could be concocted, it's a tough spot to be. So that being said, it's a good idea to go ahead and just show that this is actually a rather quick match. And I think I just duped this match because once I knew he didn't have any healers, I just pretty much just sent out what I needed. Also, just because they don't have a healer does not mean you send enemies out to just burn them up because, oh, I got 10 costs, I'm wasting costs. You'd rather waste costs than waste demons. So what I'm doing right now is I'm basically waiting until their ults are in the right time that I want them. So that way I can send my offense. If you notice, it's been at 10 for a second and then Arrogance popped his ult. I want it to be as easy as it can be Just saying. So look up here. I'm just sitting to watch it go down. Because he can do good damage against the tank. Now, doesn't do a whole bunch, but it at least gets a good spot for me to get a lot of damage in before I take a lot of damage. Torter loses his first life. Shield guy's in there. And they push through. And Cyrus is not going to be able to stop this battle. Dog's going to go through. We're good. That being said, a common thing you've just seen in the past couple of battles is Dahlia on that bottom tile facing to the right. That is not as good a strategy as people think it is. It's good for disrupting speeds for bomb comps. It's great for that. Outside of that, it's not that great because once they passed her, she's just sitting there hanging out. And she doesn't do anything to really influence the match other than slow down who you're going to send out next. But if that's the case, I'm just going to send them out sooner because I know they'll still make it to the fight. So it seems like a good idea, but every time I see it, I've never seen it to where, tag, that tripped me up. That hasn't been the case. I've seen number 5, and I think team number 6 was a dupe battle. It was the same thing because it didn't have a healer. I didn't have to change up the strategy much. But I went to battle number 7 and number 8 was also against El Fluga. This is against his other team. So this is battle number 7 against El Fluga. Here's how it went as well. So this is his other team. His other team consists of Cyrus, Ardea, Brokir, Elowen, and Aracha. I think that was this team here. So a lot more DPS than before. A lot less blind spots also. So I looked at this team and I said, you know what? What I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to get them to burn their ults. Once their ults are burned, I'm going to send flyers in. If I can get the kill on Ardea with Scourges, I'll do that. And plus I need a cheap unit to send at the beginning. But let's see how that plays out. Let's see. Cost goes up. I'm only going to slow it down when stuff happens. So I sent the dogs out. I don't know why I sent them out. I think I wanted to hold on to the Scourges. So I sent the dogs instead. Not the best choice. To be fair, not the best choice. And now Ardea's ult is live. Ardea's ult does not matter if flyers are out. I'm looking at Cyrus and I'm looking at Aracha's ults. Those are the ones that are going to do anything against flyers. Mistake number 1 that I made there, I sent them out and forgot that Silas's range increases to the entire spawn point, not just at the very beginning. So took an extra hit there at the early part. Just something good to remember. Even though these guys are flyers, they are quite slow because they are attacking the entire pathway. And another mistake that I made as I was battling this team here is I did not realize that Elowen was facing right. I don't know why I thought Elowen was facing downward so Ardea can keep getting extra damage going, but that wasn't the case in this case. So flyers continue to go. And my main thing right here in this part, I want the flyers to get out of Silas's range before that ult goes off, because that's when things get crazy. But Aracha's also causing stuns as well, which makes it really tough. But the flyers make it to a safe space. Only Aracha can hit them. Problem that I have right here is Elowen pops her ult at the perfect time. The perfect time, because both of my legendary flyers are not fighting in tandem because they've been mixed up from Aracha's hits, which means Aracha's actually really good for GVG. I mean, most people just think of the bonus for factions, but being able to stagger enemies out of being able to do one-shots is really, really useful. It's not high damage, but it is very good, very useful. Silas has his ult, but we're out of that range already. And so I'm trying to get kills in, and they're not attacking at the same time, so it's hard for them to get the kills. See how the heals come right back on top of it? And after a while, they're just out of range. So anything I send next is going to get hit by Silas full ult. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do here to go against this team? Speed it up some. All right, her ult's down. I sent a Scourge out because I really just try to burn, not using like my tanks because he would eat through the tanks. It's better to just send a Scourge. Once I realized Elowen was facing to the right, I was like, yeah, it's a wrap. Let's just do that instead. And then speeding it up. 1 minute left. Now I have this guy out here. Problem is, Ardea has her ult now. So it kind of puts them under pressure. So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna make this, I gotta kind of push to this whole thing, get as much damage as I can. And I think I either went with, I went the other tank as well because I knew the first tank was gonna die as soon as Silas goes out. his ult goes off, and I think I use the axe slaughterers here. They use axe slaughterers here. I'm at 6. What did I end up doing here? I didn't use axe slaughterers? That's probably why this battle goes the way it goes. Spoiler. Yeah, and they get wiped out. Once I know they're gone, 20 seconds left, there's nothing left to do but send dogs and hope for the best, and that ain't happening. And it's a wrap. That is an L. So I took an L on that battle. El Fluga got me good. He got me good. The timings and stuff were really challenging, but wait until you see battle number 8. Becomes very interesting. I have a very interesting point I want to point out in battle number 8. So the 8th battle is against that same team. And if you notice, I have the same team as before. Some people usually go and mix it up and stuff, but I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna work something very special here. So I'm gonna see if we can capture the timing of it. I'm gonna see if I remember the exact timing of it. I think I do, but let's do the battle here. So watch the count going up. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let the ults build up for Ardea. Scourge goes in because I know her ult's about to pop. I want everybody's ults to go off that I can get ults to go off. So I want Arachas and Silas's. He can make it there. Good. Ults have gone off. Now if you look at everybody's ults. Almost gone right now. Except for Aracha. She's still there. So we sent 2 flyers out. I waited until his ult was completely done this time. If you notice, that was the difference. He's going up in there, he's flying in. They actually do very good damage. Surprisingly good damage. But did you notice something just now? It just attacked Ardea. And that's just, it's such RNG because it really depends on where they're at. But if you notice, Aracha's giving stuns and stuff too, so it really shakes that up. But they can attack the person in the corner, so that person isn't always safe. But thankfully, Elowen's there to keep her alive. If that was mid-ult, I could have stood a better chance. I probably could have killed Ardea. Keep on going here. Look at that damage. It's good. Now they're both hitting broke here. They make it through here. All right, they're both class broke here. They're in the end area. They both hit Aracha. And I don't think did they kill Aracha? That's crazy, right? Just being healed through it all. But she dies. Okay, so I want you to pay close attention to this fight right here. Look at my screen. I want you to pay close attention to so I'm gonna keep it at 1x. I think it's coming up, not right here. A moment after this here. So I got Scourge that came out. I sent Scourge right after Ardea's ult was ending. I just didn't want him to get one shot. I want to burn Silas's ult. Okay, Silas's ult is going off right now. You see my count. In this area, I find a very tiny window because I only need to get 1 through, if you notice. Some people will be like, oh, I got to get past Silas and I got to do this. I got to kill Broke here. I just need 1 enemy to get through. So Broke here has a max block of 4. I need 2 dogs to get through. But they cannot get hit by Ardea's ult, and they cannot get hit by Silas's ult. Now, if you notice, they're interchanging basically almost seamlessly. So I want you to watch this timing here of this. He's at 10. Silas is almost at the end here. And this is what I do. Right at the very end, when I watch his bolt when it turns from red, as soon as it turned from red, drop the dogs. As soon as it turned from red, drop both batches of dogs and went from 10 to 0, and this is what occurs. Look at that timing of Ardea. Like, look at that. Right there. Tiny window of opportunity. Doggos got through. And that, y'all, is why I enjoy GVG, because it takes stuff like that happens sometimes, these really magical moments, these really cool opportunities that happen. Yeah, that is why I love Eat Sleep GVG, for stuff like that. That being said, this is Eat Sleep GVG X or Eat Sleep GVG 10. I do hope that y'all have enjoyed it. Did you guys enjoy it? Y'all did. Very nice. So I hope that you all did as well. Won't you join me this Saturday? Saturday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be going against a couple of teams. I'm not saying I'm going to go on a win streak and beat everybody. I just want to have a good time. And I don't see a lot of people doing this. I don't know if anybody's doing this, to be honest. If they are, correct me in the comments because I want to do it with them at some point in time. I think that'd be cool. I just want to brush up on my skills for one because I'm also going to be going against Jake pretty soon in GVG Faction Brawl season number 2. That should be very interesting, but we're still putting all the details together on that. And I want to wait to that to make content for y'all. But yeah, shoot me a message on Discord. I'll put it on the screen again, but it is Mortar_Mike. Jump onto the Watch Your Realms original Discord and just put @MortarMike and you'll see me. You can tag me. You can just shoot a message, say, hey, I want you to go against my team. Here's my in-game name. And you have to be there during the live taping, during the live streaming of this content. You can't just be like, my team's here and I did it. You have to actually be there because the last thing I want you doing is your team get wiped out. It's like, oh, they weren't built. They don't have the right gear on, yada, yada, yada. Nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Have your team ready. Let's have a good time. This has been Mortar Mike. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope that y'all had an awesome time today. This has been Eat, Sleep, GVG 10. I love y'all. This is good stuff. See y'all soon. Peace.